Good evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time you're watching this, and welcome back to the Norwich My Football Writer YouTube channel. It's me, NCFC Payne, or Norwich as the Proceed Unfortunate Events, on Twitter/X. Now, you might be normally used to some very highbrow, sophisticated, eloquently written articles on the My Football Writer website, but today on the YouTube, we're going to be doing something a little bit more YouTube-y. We're going to be doing an absolutely classic tier list. Oh yeah. And what is it about? Well, it's a subject that's very contentious, very well debated, and has got plenty of content. Yes, that's right. We're going to be doing Norwich managers. We're not like Manchester United or Arsenal that have one manager for decades plus. As a club that's medalled between the Premier League, Championship, and League One, we've had quite a few. So I'm going to be ranking them. It's based purely on my own opinion. It's not ranked on success or anything. And it's also most certainly not ranked on where those managers went afterwards. You know what I mean. So let's get into it. So here we are. Here's the tier list. And here's how I'm going to rank it. I'm going to start with the top being Erect the Statue. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Any manager that's sort of worthy of being an all-time great, being, basically up there with Norwich's equivalent to Guardiola. The second tier, alright, but is, if you go on Canary Call, most people would generally agree that that manager did, would be fondly remembered, but, wasn't uprooting trees. The middle category, meh. Just in the middle, really. It's quite vanilla. Fourth one, regrettable. Does what it says on the tin. And the last one, insert name, out. Yeah, that's another one for you Canary Call fans. So, I've only done managers for the last 20 years because I am 30 and I can't remember how good Mike Walker was because I didn't watch him play, or manage for that matter. So, let's crack on. Let's start from oldest first. Let's start with Worthy. Oh, Worthy. Oh, where do we even begin? Promoting an assistant manager has worked before, I guess. As someone who took Norwich from pretty much nothingness to that time in the Millennium Stadium where we didn't perhaps do as well, to that then next season where we did very well, to the next season where we almost did so well if it weren't for that final game at Fulham. Can't remember the score. Someone will need to tell me. In the end, he did get sacked. In the end, the reign ended pretty magnanimously. But think of iconic players of Norwich in the most recent years. Huckabee, Mackenzie, Rob Green, Ewan Roberts, all under his stewardship. If you win the league, you are, down to be a legend. And it was the first time that we got promoted. Must have been 1995, mustn't it? Worthy. He's near Erect the Statue, or alright, but I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna go alright, but don't kill me, please. Next up, Mr. Peter Grant. Oh yeah, because appointing former players works really well. I think this was the beginning of the passing the baton of nonsense, and Peter Grant was just simply part of that. Pretty much dragged us to the bottom of the Championship after Worthy had deteriorated the team. Obviously, same themes of top players being sold is an issue. He managed to keep us up, but ultimately will be pretty much forgotten and will be part of an era of Norwich that, you know, won't be looked back fondly. I don't think he's out. I'd just say regrettable. Regrettable. Glenn Roeder. First and foremost, RIP to an absolute legend. He had a great career before Norwich. You know, Newcastle did very well with them, came to us again at a really sticky time. Was, you know, the mastermind behind our great escape from relegation to League One, but then was also the architect of what was to come. You know, again, passing the baton of nonsense from one manager to another. And, you know, if you get hounded out of the club by fans protesting outside, we've seen it before, it can never end well. Is he out or is he regrettable? I'd say regrettable. Yeah, I think that's fair. Bryan Gunn. Bryan, I love you, right? You are a club legend, quite rightfully. You know, you're very good at spawning offspring that are good in goal. What you are not necessarily good at is beating Colchester on the opening day of League One. Again, was he commandeering a steering an already falling ship? Well, regardless of that, his managerial career was dreadful, and I don't think he managed anyone since. So, if you have your season ticket thrown at you, that's a pretty good indication of, you know, how bad you're performing. I'm gonna say Gunn out. I'm gonna say Gunn out. Again, I'm sorry, Bryan, but you know, you tried. Like, you know, B+ for effort, I guess, but like, you know, F for execution. You did sign Grant Holt though, so does that put erect the statue? No, sorry, Bryan. Back you go. Paul Lambert. Remember, I'm not judging this on their careers afterwards because it'd be far too spicy. I think if you steal someone's manager after you just lost to them 7-1, you know, that's a masterstroke, right? You know, in recruitment, you know, because that's clearly success. And I think from, you know, 2 successive promotions from League One to the Championship and then to the Premier League, I think, you know, it could never be done in this modern era. But it's a fantastic, you know, success story, and you know, he managed to keep Norwich in the Premier League. Very few managers in the modern era have done that. You know, the types of players that he developed, you know, Grant Holt, Wes Hoolahan, icons of this club, and some of the best seasons, most memorable seasons in recent history. Forget everything that happened afterwards. Just literally what happened when he was manager. I think I can't say erect the statue. I can't. No, you're going all right, but you'll be remembered. Hughton. Oh, again, he kept Norwich up in the Premier League. No one has done that since. Spoiler. Oh, Chris. It was some of the worst football I think we've seen, well, in very recent years. Some really weird signings. The man that brought us Ricky van Volswinkel and Johan Elmander. The man who set us on our way to, inevitable relegation. And ultimately someone who, again, was hounded out of the club. Is he meh because he kept us up, or is he regrettable, or is he out? He ain't the top two. I would say regrettable. He kept us up. Okay, he got attacked by a clapper, but that happens to the best of us. Neil Adams. Oh, hello, Neil. Well, you knew I'd say that. Again, he was manned with commandeering a sinking ship, didn't manage to keep us up in the Prem, and then very nicely decided to keep us on in 14-15 with the hopes of getting us back to the Premier League. Now, he didn't technically get sacked, he technically resigned, so his place in the Hall of Fame is retained. But this is also the man that signed us Cameron Jerome and Lewis Grabban, who were two pivotal players in getting us promoted. I think my yellow tinted spectacles are gonna say meh for Neil. His win ratio was alright, right? I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go with meh. Meh is fair. Alex Neil. He's a legend though, isn't he? He is a legend though. To come in from Hamilton with no one having heard of him ever, apart from if you're a Hamilton fan, obviously, got us up to the Premier League, signed us some fantastic players, but again, failed to keep us up. Quite similar to Worthy in the follow-up season, then failed and then played some pretty weird, pretty backwards football. But that day at Wembley, it's somewhere between meh and alright, but he's not erect the statue, I don't think. I'm gonna say meh. I think it just balances it out. The terrible season afterwards probably balances out, the really good, amazing playoff promotion. So let's just go with that. Daniel Farke. Again, I'm not taking into account where he went afterwards, because let's forget that he went to Krasnodar in Russia. Face of a lion, voice of a lamb, was abysmal in his first season, was very good in his second season, was then okay with no money in his third season, was then fantastic with Emi Buendia in his fourth season, was then very, very, very bad in his fifth season. The debate still wrangles on as to whether we should have kept him, and if we had have kept him, would we have stayed up? We will never know. But two automatic promotions, an incredible squad, Buendia, Pukki, Stiepermann, Vrancic, we will never see the likes of it again. We might, we probably will. I hope we will. But Daniel, DF, first non-British or Irish Norwich manager ever. I'm going to say erect the statue. It might be recency bias, but, shoot me, kill me, I don't care. Dean Smith, erect the statue. I've done it. No. Down you go. Down. Just man who came in with so much Premier League pedigree, was the man who created £100 million Jack Grealish, but was also the man who played with Hughton, played some of the worst football we've ever seen, and also decided that alienating the fan base was a great idea. Well done, Dean. Again, is it regrettable or is it out? He he didn't do anything of note. He didn't do anything to make anyone excited. And I think when he was sacked, it was joyous. I'm sure you're a lovely man, Dean, but there's a reason why you're my profile picture. So out you go. And finally, David Wagner, DW. Oh, David. Oh, David. Oh, David. I don't know. I'm going to instantly put you in meh. If my computer will let me. There we go. There we go. I'm going to put you in meh because I think it was an uninspired appointment to start with. It was Stuart Webber appointing his mate. Took us from just the edge of the playoffs to 13th. Then, season just gone, got us up to 6th, got us playing some okay football. But I think on the whole, I just think, with the squad that we had, with the signings that we've made, should we have been pushing on? He didn't lose to Ipswich. So that could be all right, but I could move him up. I think there's a lot of fans that will respect David Wagner, and there's a lot of fans that will deride him. And I think putting him in the middle, in a happy middle ground, is probably, it's probably the best we can do. But where will we put Johannes Hofthor up? I don't know, because I can't predict the future. Let's hope we can erect the statue. What does this tier list say about Norwich in the last 20 years or so? Well, it shows of probably, lack of ambition. I think, it's been a trend for a lot of previous managers that they haven't perhaps got the finances and that they would have liked. Some of them have had quite a lot of transfer budgets and have probably done very badly with them. What this also shows is that there's just not many managers in the last 2 decades that we will look back on and think, wow, amazing, fantastic, success. And that's a real shame. That is a real shame. But who knows? There's light shining over the horizon. There's hope with Thorup. And hopefully we'll get back to the big time before you know it. Probably not, but could be worse. Could be in League One. What were your thoughts? Were my opinions completely off? Probably. If so, put them all in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and see us again very soon for another video on the MFW YouTube channel.